Good.
The 30th of July, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora.
Okay, good morning, Roy.
Morning, Rabbi Levitt. Good morning to Lou and to Phil.
Morning, Roy.
Let's see, we are up to Gufa. Yes, okay, so we're on the still on the subject of the Simpon and the Adim. Laura has more to figure out over here before we finish this parak. This is the last subject of the parak. Shnaim Ochsim. So, who would like to be honored with reading the last words of parak Shnaim Ochsim Batalis? Oh, amazing. How about Roy? We're up to Gufa. Roy, are you muted?
We can't hear you, Roy.
Is that any better?
Yes.
Yes, all right. Oh,
Let's speak louder.
yeah, okay. The Gemara now quotes the full text of the Breita cited above in 20b and analyzes it. Okay?
Yeah.
Gufa, the Simachon, Sheyesh, Olav, Adim. The Breita itself taught receipt in the possession of a lender that has the signatures of the witnesses on it, Yiskayim B'chal Simon, should be certified through its signers. Ein Elov Adim. If the receipt does not have the signatures of witnesses on it, Vayotze Metachet Yedi Shalish, but it emerges from the hands of a third party. If the receipt does not have the signatures of a witness on it, but emerges from the hands of a third party who was trusted to hold it and give it to the borrower when he paid the debt, or Sheyotze Le'achar Chitum Shetoros, or it emerges in court below the signatures on the loan document, kosher, it's valid.
I don't understand what it means when it says below the signatures on the loan document.
We're talking about a receipt. Oh, it would be on the same piece of paper as the loan was given. So the loan would have been specified by and on the bottom of it, when it was paid, on the part of the paper that was left free, the lender may have written the receipt.
Okay, let's see here. So you got a few you have a few cases involved in this one case. That's what's going on. Simpon sheyeshalov edim is kain b'chosamov. That's case number one. However, Anal of edim, if it has no edim at all, or maybe what it means is it doesn't have edi kiyum, they haven't validated the signatures. V'yotze mitachas yedei shlish, if the shover is coming from the possession of the shlish, he's the third party go between. He's not the lender, he's not the borrower. It's been entrusted to him to keep. Oh, sheyotze la'achar chitim shtaros. What's that all about? Whatever that's about, Rashi hopefully will tell us. There's a Rashi about that. Kosher. Then that simpon will be relied upon as a proof of payment by the loiva. Okay, so let's take a look, see what we have in the way of Rashi over here. So I'm thinking that this Rashi on the third line is connected, is the Rashi for our Gemora right now that says Gufa. Even though Rashi doesn't quote that the Gemora said Gufa.
What? Symphone Sheish Lo.
Yeah.
You see that there's witnesses on.
What's that?
It's the symphone, the receipt that there are witnesses on it.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like we've said that expression about 10 times in the last few lines. So I'm just wondering whether what Rashi says when the Rashi quotes those that expression, is it going on this Gemara where it says Gufa? I think it is.
Okay, this is the 80 Kiyum with witnesses of
the 80 Kiyum.
The 80 Kiyum, the ones that are the ones of the certification, right? Are the 80 Kiyum? The witnesses of
80 Kiyum, right.
Witnesses that certified it, that's what it's established by it. As Yit Kayem, it would be certified with their signatures. The Philo, Yotze, Mitachat Yad, Malva, even though it went out from the hand of the lender, Kasher, it would be good.
Right. In other words, we won't believe the story of the lender to say, "Oh, I just I had it written up, and blah blah blah, and I was waiting to give it to the guy when he paid me, but he didn't pay me." No, we're not going to believe that story from the Malva this time, because why? Because here you got a star, and there's it's a star which has been certified that the witnesses whatever the two pshatim that we have over here of the kiyum of the signatures. Does it mean we have so far in this sugi we got two explanations of what that refers to. We either have that we simply, like we do in all cases of a shtar, we validate the authenticity of and the true existence of the people that signed it. They're people that exist, and they were the ones that signed the document. And then the other way we say is that it's the Bezdin has affixed their certification to it, and they would not have done that unless they know that it was paid off. That's what Rashi told us before. Eidei Kiyum. The Beit Dina, lo Makaima, the Beis Din will not be Makaim this star unless and until they know that the lova paid off. So in such a case like that, of course, even if it is in the hand of the malva for some whatever reason, it's going to be a valid proof that the guy paid it. That's what we mean when we say that the shover is kosher. A shover which is kosher means that it's a valid proof that we will rely on that the loiva has paid the debt.
So I'm confused. If it's in the hands of the third party, and the third party is holding it, waiting for the payment, and then he's going to give it to the borrower, then doesn't that indicate that it was not paid?
Yeah, because you're missing a step over here. What we just said so far was we were talking about a case of a simchon that has a kiyum, and then this is a brisa. It says ein olov edim. Let's talk about a case where we don't have such edim, and then they bring the added fact that and it came out from the hand of the third party. So the whole discussion of the shover coming out from the hand of the third party is in a case where the shtar itself does not have a dekiyum. We're now talking about a different case than the case we just got through talking about.
But if it doesn't have a kiyum and it's in the hand of the third party, how is it kosher?
We'll see. We'll see what Rashi says. You want to read the next Rashi, Lou? Ein olav eidei kiyum. This is not now the brisa is talking about case number 2. Case number 1 was we got a shtar and it has edim, and we said if we are mekayim the chasimos, meaning to say we authenticate the signatures. So then that's case number 1. Now we're talking about ein olov edim. What does that mean? We're talking about case number 2 now. So what is that case? Ein olov edim. Let's see how Rashi explains. What does that mean? That it has no, it doesn't have. Rashi says. So here we run into the problem with Rashi. Yes, here's the problem. Problem is that our brisa, the language of our brisa is ein olav edim, period. Doesn't say anything about kiyum, it just says ein olav edim. And the Rashi that we have to read over here says ein olav edim kiyum. So once again, we run into trouble in this sugya. Either Rashi has a different girsa in the Gemora, or we're just reading the wrong Rashi and it doesn't fit to what we want to talk about in our brisa. So I hope it's not the second option. I hope this is just a different girsa that Rashi has. Because it makes sense that it's just a different girsa, because right after that it says Yotze mitakas yad shlish. That's the very next words of the brisa. So let's just assume, for the sake of whatever it is, that Rashi just has a different girsa, but he's quoting that part of the brisa that says Ein olav edim, and Rashi's girsa is it means Ein olav edi kiyum. That's what the brisa means to say. Okay, so let's read what Rashi says over there on that Rashi. Lou?
Aval edim chisomin alav. But witnesses have signed on it.
Right? In other words, ordinary witnesses have signed on it. So, what's the value of such a star like that? Previously, we said it's not acceptable as a proof of payment unless there's a kiyum to this star. We have to validate the authenticity of these signatures. That would be a kiyum.
Right.
So that would make sense. That's what Rashi's saying over here. Ein olav ede kiyum. We're talking about a case where the star has not been certified in the Beis Din, but it does have edim, does have signatures on it.
Right.
Okay, so that's the case that we're talking about. And now the brisa says a further fact in this second case. The further fact in this second case is v'yotze mitakas yedei shlish. This star that doesn't have ede kiyum, but it does have ede chasumim olav. It was yotze mitakas yedei shlish. What's Rashi going to tell us about that?
Okay, so it comes out from the hand of a third party. She'ein halova motzio velo hamalva ela shlish she beinehem ne'eman. It does not. It's not from the lova. I'm sorry. The lova did not. Motzio did not. It did not have it. What's motzio?
Motzio means that he took it out, meaning that he produced it.
So the lova did not produce it.
The lova did not produce this document. No.
Below malva, and the malva did not produce it.
Right.
Rather, shalish, the third person, shebe'enehem ne'eman, the third person that's between them is believed.
He's entrusted with it. I don't think it means he's believed to say something.
Uh-huh. Okay, so what do you think ne'eman means? That he's entrusted?
He has been entrusted by both of them to be in possession of this star for the time being.
The situation is it has regular signatures on it, and it's in the hand of the third party who was entrusted it with the job to give it to the lova when the lova paid.
Right. That's right.
And so now, why don't we say, obviously the lova didn't pay yet.
Okay. We'll have to answer that question. But we have more in the brisa. Oh.
No, because the next thing it says is or.
Yeah. Okay. So it's very unclear.
So I don't get why it says kosher. It's not kosher.
1 second. Yeah. This. Okay. We'll have to. one thing is clear. We're not being spoon-fed the pshat in this Gemora over here. We're gonna have to work it out. It's not clear from what Rashi says over here. So what does Rashi mean when he says Ne'eman?
Maybe it means he's believed, meaning whatever he says, we believe him. If he says it's been paid, we believe him. If he said it's not been paid, we believe him.
Well, the problem with saying that is that the Bryce says over here, kosher. At the very last thing that the Bryce says is kosher. So that's the din of all these three scenarios that the Bryce is bringing.
Right.
The Bryce basically brought three scenarios. We haven't seen the third one yet. We're trying to figure out the second one, why the din would be that if it doesn't have edekiyum and it's been produced by the third party, so why would it be kosher?
Well, if the third party says, I'm holding this, waiting for the payment, but I haven't gotten the payment yet, do we call that puzzle or do we call that kosher?
That means that he's holding on to a star which is not, that doesn't have any. First of all, we have to understand, what does it mean, kosher and puzzle? Kosher means that this star is a valid proof that the loiva has paid.
Oh, okay, so we got a problem.
And puzzle means that is not a proof that the loiva has paid. So when the Brisa says over here kosher, it's saying that these three shtaros are kosher, meaning that they are a valid proof that the loiva is paid. So if you're going to say it depends on what the shlish says, that doesn't fit with the Gemora, what the Bryce is saying over here. The Bryce is just saying a across the board, these three cases is kosher. The shover is kosher. What's that mean? It means that it's a valid proof. We rely on such a shover. It doesn't depend on what somebody says.
So is it possible that what it means is that the shlish produced the document and said, this has been paid, and I was about to give it to the lova.
But where does it say that in the either in the Brisa or in Rashi?
Ne'eman.
Well, so then it's
the third party get.
It's not. Then what you're saying is that the Bryce is talking about a case where there's a condition to the din of the Bryce being correct. The Bryce just says this star is kosher, and then you're saying, oh, Rashi is explaining that what the Bryce means to say is when the guy says that he was just about to give it to the guy because he paid. That's the case that it's kosher. That's what the Bryce is talking about. Doesn't sound like that to me. I don't know. I don't have any pshat. I don't know.
Yeah.
I would have said that what this means is that he has been entrusted by both of them and he's an acceptable person to both of them. Okay, I don't know. Maybe that's the pshat. That's what Rashi means. Okay, fine. Maybe that's the pshat.
I agree. I'm grasping at straws, but I'm trying to figure out how we could possibly make sense of it.
So the Bryce's din of kosher in this second case is when the shlish says that the loiva has paid.
Right.
And that's the chiddush of the brisa. The chiddush of the brisa is that in this case, when in the hands, this document, this shover has been entrusted into the hand of the third party. Both the loiva as well as the malva are entrusting it to him. Both of them say he's neman to me, and whatever he says goes. And so therefore, if the brisa says that the shtar is kosher, it's talking about in this scenario that the shlish says that the loiva has paid. But in the case where the shlish says the loiva is not paid, so then the shtar is not kosher. It's kind of funny.
Right.
It's not really anything about the shtar. It's about what the shlish says. It's to describe that as the case that this shtar is kosher and we rely on it is not so. We don't rely on the shtar. We rely on the shlish because they both entrusted themselves to him, and he's the one that is the one who calls the shots. Whatever he says, that's what the Beis Din goes with. Okay. So let's go to the third case. O sheyotze la'achar chitum shtaros. Okay. Got no idea what that means. Let's see what Rashi says, what it means. Phil, you want to read?
Yeah. Which one are you going to do?
O sheyotze acher chitum shtaros.
Or sheyotze that it came out acha mitchot shtaros. Michom.
No, it's a ches. Chitum.
Chitom, the signatures of after the signature of the stars. Sheyotze lifnein, and it came out in front of him. Kashehu David, he wrote it. The star chov and star chov. Achar afterwards, chatima after the signatures would be kosher.
Okay. She said some words over here. Okay. This presumably is the second scenario of the second part of the brisa, which is talking about a case where we do not have a shtar makuyim. All we have is witnesses that have signed on this shober, but the Beis Din has not certified the shtar. So the Beis Din, and nevertheless, the brisa says that in this scenario also, this shtar is a valid proof that the lova has paid. And we're not talking over here anymore about the document being in the hand of the shlish. So whose hand is it in? Doesn't say. Okay, but it was yotze, meaning that it was produced. This shover, lifanenu, in front of us, meaning in front of us, the bezdin. And who produced it? We're not told. But in the event that it's written on this shtar, oh, so here it sounds like we're not talking about a shtar shover anymore. Rashi's saying that it's the shtar chov. In other words, this document is basically the document that says that the lender lent money to the loiva. That's what it says, and that's what the witnesses are signed on it. But trying to figure out what came out after the, what does it mean after? What does it mean chitum shtaros? כשהוא כתוב על השטר, כל לעצמו, לאחר חסימוס עדים, שני מקרימנה. Are we saying that, what does Rashi say? Sheyotze lefanenu, it was yotze lefanenu. Not sure what it is referring to. Is it referring to the simpon? Something with yotze lefanenu, kishahu katuv b'shtar chov, as it was written, when it was written in the shtar chov, achar chasima. What it sounds like to me that Rashi is saying is that we have words that we would find in a regular shover document, meaning what's the words that it says in a shover document? It says that Ploni the Lova has paid up his loan that he borrowed from the lender. That's basically what the language of the shover is. And over here, it seems like what Rashi is saying is that on the shtar chov itself, on the loan document itself, that documents the fact that there was a loan, the simpon, meaning the receipt of the shover, the words of the shover were written after, in other words, below the signatures that authenticated the fact that there was a loan.
Right.
If that's and that case is also kosher, meaning that we're calling, in other words, we're referring to those words that are written below. That's what the Brisa means when it says la'acher chitum shtaros. It came out, meaning the shover, meaning, what does it mean, the shover? It's not a different document. It's not a different piece of paper. It's just the words of the text of a shover we found written below the signatures of the document of the loan document.
I don't see
What?
I don't see what Rashi is adding to what it says in the Gemora.
Yeah. Well, I think Rashi is explaining what is it. We're talking about a shover. We're talking about a shover, and what does it mean that the Brisa says this shover was yotza acher chitum shtaros? Literally, what those words mean is that the shover was produced, it came out after the signature of the signatures on the star. What star is it that you're talking about? What do you mean that the shover came out after the signatures on the star? There's a lot of question marks in the language of the Brisa of what we're talking about. Rashi's filling in the blanks of the words of the Brisa. We're talking about. I would have liked Rashi just use the word shover. He didn't use that word. Okay, he figures that that's pashut. Obviously, we're talking about the shover, and we would have liked him to say the nusach of a shover was yotze lefonenu, meaning before us the bezdin. In what form? In what form was it produced? It was produced in the form of the fact that it was written. It was katuv b'shtar hov. It was written on a shtar hov, on the shtar hov that documents the fact that a loan took place between these two. And what does it mean that it was acher chitum shtaros? Acher sima. Okay, Rashi just says that after the signatures, this shover appears in that document.
Right, I see. Yeah, my English says loan document, so I see that's something Rashi filled in, that it's the loan document. Otherwise, it just says document.
Yes, there's no separate document. There's no separate shover document in this case.
Right. Also,
it's just being written onto the loan document. The words of the nusach of the text of a shover that Ploni has repaid the loan. That's what is being written below the signatures of the shtar hov.
Right. Now, my English also says in court.
Right. Lefonenu means in front of us, the bezdin.
In front of us, the bezdin. Okay, so that's also being added by Rashi. Okay, I see.
Okay.
All the best, Phil.
Yeah, be well.
Well, thank you, Rabbi.
Have a great day, Phil.
Have a good day, Roy.
Thank you. You too. Be well.
All the best, Roy.
Thank you, Rabbi Levitt. You be well too, and your family.
Amen. All the best.